Hi, Sage.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
I see you're taking care of yourself, precautions for
Yeah.
the fires.
Air really sucks.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take it?
In this building, it's, we have better air than outside right now.
Are
because
you
of the
sure
fires,
about
so-
that?
Well, we are monitoring it, and the latest report today was that it's safe to be inside this building. So whatever makes you most comfortable, you're more than welcome to wear it.
How about I let you know whether I think it's safe or not?
Okay, give it a good whiff. Are you good? What do you
I
think?
mean, I'll take it off, but I don't know.
Okay, well, if you need it, just feel free
Okay.
to put it back on, okay?
Great, thanks.
All right, great. Well, welcome to your report of findings. So this is where we sit down and we discuss kind of your history and what we talked about earlier, and then we talk about your exam findings. We're going to go over your radiographs, your x-rays on the screen behind here in a few minutes, and then we're going to talk about your care plan, what it looks like to be under care here in this office, and what chiropractic is.
Great.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions to start off?
No.
Okay, cool. So in your history, we talked a little bit about the different car accidents that you've had, various water sport injuries and skiing type stuff that's happened. So there's a lot that's happened in your life. It's been really a colorful life, which is awesome. So we're going to talk about that a little more when we get to the x-rays, but we also performed some exams on you. I don't know if you remember, we like pressed on your head.
Yeah.
And we lifted up, right?
Yeah.
And I know you especially felt the pain when we extended back and when we flexed forward and compressed.
Yeah.
So that's all indication of where your neck is and how those joints are moving in your neck. So that gave us some good information. But we're going to start just talking a little bit about chiropractic and why you're here, really. So you're in pain, which is hard to manage in life. I think you've talked about that a little bit. Like you're having trouble dancing, which is something you really enjoy, and so it's definitely impacting. And but what pain usually is it's an indicator that something else that's going on, right? So it's kind of like the check engine light in your car that starts to go off when something's really wrong. And so we're interested in chiropractic at looking at the cause. So why are you experiencing that pain? What's going on in your body that's giving you the neck pain that you came in for? So as we look at that, we're really focused on the nervous system in chiropractic. So here you have your head, and inside your head is your brain, right? And
hopefully.
Yeah, some days, no.
Yeah.
And out of your brain comes the central cord, and we call that the spinal cord, okay? And here is a model here, and if you can just see the yellow through the bones in there, okay? So what your spine does is kind of create a conduit, sort of a tube for that to sit in, and it's a protective tube for your spinal cord, okay? And the curves of our spine, there we go, which we see here, here's a normal curve in the neck, okay, and then we have another curve here and another one here, and what those curves allow our bodies to do, and what our spine does, is protects that cord, and it essentially keeps that cord nice and happy and safe, okay? And what comes off of that main cord are all the different nerves that go out to your arms and out to your legs, and as you see here, they go to all your different organs. So your nervous system is very, very important for keeping everything else in your body healthy. Okay?
Yeah.
So when we start to talk about your neck and we look at your x-rays, we want to compare it to this normal, okay? And now there's different phases of degeneration. I'm not too concerned about where you're at. We're going to go ahead and pull this away. You have a little bit of degeneration here, and as you can see when we compare to this normal here, it kind of has a nice little C shape to it. It sits like this, and yours is a bit straighter, which is expected based off of sort of the accidents that you've had and the different things that you shared in your history. So it's not too concerning. Definitely, like when we compare to phase 3 here, your you're not there, and this is good. Chiropractic has a really good track record of helping restore these curves, so that's exciting. And just to give you a little feel of what's going on for your spinal cord in this, in your neck, if we go ahead here, this is a normal curve, we have that nice C shape, and we go ahead and we pick up the skin here. You can follow along if you'd like.
Okay.
And as we start to lose that curve, like so, it gets harder and harder. You feel that?
Yeah.
It kind of increases the tension.
Yeah.
So this is really a good example of what your spinal cord should feel like in your neck. It should be nice and loose and squishy, supported.
Yeah.
Okay? And as we start to straighten out, it becomes really taut and like tense. Okay? And if we come back here, when we put tension on these nerves and we start to sort of like traction and pull on them, what that does is that actually sort of disrupts the information that's traveling on these nerves, okay? So information from your hand, right? Like you're touching this and it feels smooth or it feels hard. Like you get a lot of information that all goes up to your brain.
Yeah.
And your brain puts out a signal to your hand. So an example of this would be like if you have your hand over a hot stove, your hands feel the heat and your brain says, pull your hand away, right?
Yeah.
And you have to do that really fast.
Yeah.
So it's important that those messages travel really fast, okay?
Yeah.
So when we put tension on that nerve system, those signals can be slower or they just might not be as accurate. There's a number of different things that can happen there. But the point is when we come in as chiropractors, what we want to do is remove any interference that slows down those impulses. Specifically, looking at the spine. So, this one's a little messed up here, but specifically when we look at the spine, what can happen is we can have misalignments, okay, in the structure, and what we call subluxations. And subluxation is anything that, like I said, disrupts the flow of those nerve impulses, okay, from the brain to the body and from the body to the brain.
Great.
So what we're going to do is we're going to assess your spine, and though you have pain here that we've talked about, right, we want to know why that pain's coming. And so it's really important that we check the entire global system. So we're going to check your pelvis down here, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to check your low back. We're going to check your whole spine, because even though your pain's here, there could be something that's happening down here that we need to look as well, okay? Yeah. This is what we call a tensegrity model, and if you press here, a distortion, something that's going wrong here creates problems throughout the system. So if you go ahead and push anywhere there, you'll see that it disrupts everything.
Yeah.
So whatever's going on at your neck is having an effect elsewhere. So that's kind of what we want to do as chiropractors, is assess and allow your body to communicate with between the brain as best as we can. So
awesome.
Does that sound like something of interest? Do you have any?
Yeah, I've never had anyone explain it to me like that. Like, I feel like I understand.
Yeah, any questions at this point?
No, I don't.
All right.
think so.
Cool. Well, you can kind of chew on that, so to speak, and we can continue to have these discussions as you're under care here. Definitely it's important that we talk about this, and as you progress through care, feel free to share what changes you're seeing in your life, because the effects of chiropractic can be many. We talked about your goals being getting out of pain and being able to dance and whatnot. So I'm very hopeful that you'll see improvement in those areas, but you also might see improvement in your gut function, your ability to eat different foods, whatever. It could be very far ranging. So
awesome.
Definitely share.
Okay.
As we continue on. So what care is going to look like here, starting out, is about 2 times a week.
Okay.
We're going to do that for 8 weeks, so 2 months. Okay, and if that's something that you feel like you can fit into your schedule, if not, we can talk about that. But the idea when we first start care is to definitely jump right in and begin to work on some of those patterns that you have shown. So what we saw in your neck, like that's happened over years of, you know, your life. So it's going to take a while to sort of change those patterns.
For sure.
And so that's why we start a little bit intense. It's kind of like the gym. If you only go to the gym once a week, there's not quite the same benefit. So if you're going multiple times a week, you know, you see a bit more change. Cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing with that is, you know, after your first few adjustments, you're likely to experience some soreness. You know, with the gym, kind of, if you go for your first time and you haven't lifted weights in a while, what happens?
You get sore.
You get sore, right? Yeah, because you're teaching that muscle or that those ligaments, you know, a new pattern, kind of. So we're going to try and teach your body a new pattern. So that's going to probably result in some soreness. So don't be alarmed, and you know, feel free if you have any questions to definitely talk about that. So,
great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. At the end of those 2 months, we're going to reassess. We're going to reevaluate, see where you're at, see how your overall function is changing, improving, and we can sort of adapt and change things at that point if we need to.
Cool.
And likely we'll start to see a change, and we might not have to see you 2 times a week, and maybe we'll only see you once a week.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. With that, I'm going to be giving you some handouts in a little bit that have some at-home activities for you to do, which are kind of like exercises and stuff. And that's really to help kind of our care progress. So with what we saw in your x-rays and sort of the where you're at right now, it's going to take a little bit of extra work at home. So again, I go back to the gym example because it's a great example. You go to the gym a couple times a week, but on your off days, you're still hiking, you're still, you know, walking with your kids, you're still being active in different ways, right? And that's to really supplement what you do at the gym. So we're going to supplement what we do here with at-home exercises and stuff. So I'll give you handouts for that. Okay. And we'll go ahead and schedule you out front. And yeah, I'm really excited. Do you have, is there any questions I can answer for you at this time, or?
No, I mean, you think that I can just keep doing what I'm doing, and this will hopefully help make everything a little bit more doable.
Yeah, I think this is gonna help your body communicate better with itself, and between the brain and the body, and amazing things can happen. So
cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's exciting.
Awesome.
Cool. This is great to work with you, Sage.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
All
right.
Bye.